Welcome back. Alright, it's the New Vapor Network on the New Vapor channel. I am New Vapor with seriously bad hair today. I cannot keep it pulled back. It just doesn't want to stay. Too much humidity. Alright, so a couple days ago I did a review on Elfwick. Well, to be fair, I need to inform people that what I have I received last summer. I've been hoarding it. I use it sparingly. I love it, but I use it sparingly. Well, I've recently gotten a hold of Elf and found out a couple of things. Number one, he has a new version of his product out, and it's a lighter color. The packaging is different. Or at least the labeling is. And I found out one of the things that he mentions on his website is that you should change your wick, every 4 days or so, 4 days to a week, what have you. And I made mention in my last review that I've had Elfwick wicks last me upwards of 2 weeks before I had to replace them. Well, in talking with him, I found out why it's recommended that you change your wicks. Quite simply, it's coming from a safety standpoint. Now, his thought process, and I now share it, is quite simply when you've got heat and moisture in confined space, you run the risk of bacterial growth, and that's going to be on anything. It could be cotton, rayon, moose hair. It doesn't matter. Everything in nature runs that chance. So, to be safe about things, go ahead and change your wicking material, every 4 days to a week. And, since he brought that up to me, I've taken that on as one of my personal beliefs as well, that you should go ahead and do that. I don't, for the most part, I really don't care what wicking material you're using. You should probably change it, unless you can set it on fire and still vape on it, like X-Wick. The stuff that I do all my juice reviews on. If it's like, cotton, something disposable like that, go ahead and replace it. It's a really smart idea. So, honestly, I don't know why I didn't think of that before, because, I try to be safety minded. So, I'm going to go ahead and, retract my statement in regards to, you can get it to go for 2 weeks, because honestly, I now think, every, 4 days to a week, go ahead and replace that wick, whether it's burnt up or not. Next up, I decided to put it through its paces, to stress test it. Recently, I've gotten into box mods. I have one of the higher wattage box mods out there, or at least it was. I've got the Sigelie 150. I've got mine in a little sleeve. Now, I very rarely take this thing to super high levels. I think I've taken it all the way up to the max of 150 one time for like a 1.5 second hit, and that was it. My sweet spot is roughly between 40 watts and 60 watts. So that's where I kept it for stress testing Elfwick, or at least the version of Elfwick that I have. And I will show you what happened. I went roughly 4.5 days just abusing this wick, pretty much running it dry before I re-dripped it, until finally it developed a burnt flavor that wouldn't go away. This is the result. That's it. It's still perfectly fine on all areas aside from right there where it was inside my coil. And I pulled this out all in one strand. It didn't fall apart, like if you were to burn up cotton. It stayed together. So I probably could have gotten more use out of that, but when it developed that burnt flavor that wouldn't go away after the first few hits of re-dripping it, that's when I knew the stress test was over. It hit its limit. So I went ahead and took it out at that point. But yeah, when you consider that's 4.5 days, pretty much non-stop, because I'm a chain vapor. It's 4 days pretty much non-stop, various different juices, various different VG, PG levels running through it, you know, vaping it till it goes dry, and then re-wicking it, or not re-wicking it, re-dripping it, you know, for 4 days, for 4.5 days, that's a hell of a run. I mean, I've had cotton that didn't last me 2 hours. So, I gotta give it to Elfwick. It's got a lot of staying power. It was uncountable dry hits that I ran through there, and not a one did I feel like I was dying. You know, we've all had that dry hit. You take a vape and halfway through, all of a sudden dry, burnt. Oh my God, I'm gonna die! Kind of coughing fit because of it. None of the dry hits I got off of Elfwick did that to me. So, yeah, stress test. Between 40 watts and 60 watts for 4.5 days, and it ran beautifully. So, for any of you out there who abuse your wicks, check out Elfwick. It would also make for a good wick if you're going camping. If you're going out on a weekend camping event and you decide, okay, well, I'm going to take my mod out there with me, your cotton's going to get real dirty real fast at a camping trip. But with the Elfwick, it's not going to pick up, just random debris blowing through the air the way cotton will. So, yeah, I mean, go ahead, check it out. There we go, back mounted on my forehead. That's all you need. In fact, that was kind of a little much. That's all you need for one wick, right there. It's real simple, real easy to use, lasts a long while. That one wick will last you your entire camping trip. And you don't have to worry about it. Like I said, I ran that thing dry pretty much every single time. And it still took 4.5 days before I got a burnt flavor that wouldn't go away. So, Elfwick, I like it. I like it. It's good stuff. Alright, folks, on that note, remember, where is it? There we go. Vaping is not a crime. Don't drip and drive. Vape responsibly. Have a great day.